Hello, viewers. This is your host, Mahika, and welcome to BioBites. Today's episode features the topic of osmosis. Have you ever wondered why there's a difference and distinction between freshwater fish and saltwater fish? Why are they able to live in such different habitats? Can one live in the habitat of another? Today, we'll find out. Most aquatic animals have a set preference on whether they can survive in salt water or fresh water. There are species that can live in both, but it's one or the other for the most part. Saltwater and freshwater fish have evolved different kinds of cells over many, many years to live in the kind of water that they live in. In order to survive in their environment, fish need to cooperate with the laws of nature. Law in play here? Osmosis. Osmosis is the natural flow of water across a permeable or penetrable membrane. Here's a quick diagram to show you how it works. In nature, anything, not just water, naturally moves along a certain pattern. Let's take water as an example here. We have a membrane stretched here. On one side of the membrane, we have a greater quantity of water molecules, and on the other side, we have less molecules. Naturally, without any prompt, the water molecules on this side will flow over to this side. That happens with all materials. This movement is called diffusion, and the diffusion of water is osmosis. What about solute then? What if the membrane only lets certain things in? Solute is the material that's being added to the water. Let's use salt as an example. In osmosis, water will always move to where there is a higher concentration or amount of solute. In our example, we can put more salt here and less salt there, with a semi-permeable membrane in between. The water will move from this side to this side. So where do fish come into play here? Their cells are adapted to use osmosis to their survival advantage. Saltwater fish have more solute concentration in their cells, so that osmosis allows the water levels to stay relatively balanced. Freshwater fish have less solute compared to saltwater fish to allow their cells to stay in balance with their habitat. Using this principle, what would happen to a saltwater fish in freshwater? Since the saltwater fish has a higher solute concentration than the freshwater around it, the water will go into the cells of the fish and cause it to, moving on. What would happen to freshwater fish in saltwater? Since the freshwater fish is adapted to have less solute in its body, the water around it will end up pulling the water out of the fish's body due to its higher solute concentration. This is why most fish of one habitat won't be able to survive in the other kind of habitat. Are there fish that can survive in both? Yes. While distinctively salt and freshwater fish cannot regulate the amount of solute in their bodies, these all kind of water fish can use energy from their bodies to control their solute level so that osmosis acts accordingly. The world has a wide variety of animals, and fish are some of the most amazing, as you saw today. I hope you join me for the next episode, and until then, bye-bye.